Hi everyone, I'm Rebecca. Today we are going to do an all-standing level 1, 2, right in between, level 1, 2 balance class. So you really just need you. If you have your mat for a little bit of grip and sort of spacing, then great, but you don't even really need that. You just need a place to stand. So this sort of builds on and follows our level 1 balance. It's about the same length. And if balance isn't your forte, try that one first. It really goes through the few of the fundamentals. We're going to start with the feet very wide today. So just getting, not very wide, I should say, just wider than your hips, right? And so if you can, have those feet in parallel. If you need to turn out the toes a little bit just to be a little more comfortable in the hips, you can do that. Find an even spot right to left, and then take a nice breath in and just warm up the breath. On your out breath, already drawing in some activity from your center so that as you breathe in, you're relaxed in your belly, you're relaxed in your pelvic floor, you're relaxed in your ribs, feeling that expansion. And then when you breathe out, you're trying to lift the pelvic floor, draw in with the deep belly a little bit, feel the low ribs narrowing. So that you can be focused on taking that air deeply into your lungs, not the shallow breathing that sometimes we get into a pattern of. Good. One more nice breath. Just feeling taller through your spine, a little bit open across the chest. Good. And then we're going to start to shift the weight. So you're going to bring all your weight into the right leg. You can let the left heel lift to do that, and then shift and all the weight into the left. All the weight into the right. All the weight into the left. I'd like you to take your hands to your hips, to the crests of your pelvis, and see if you can keep those hips level as you do this. Right? So you're landing over your right leg. You're nice and strong there. The pelvis is level. You're tall through that side. You have very little weight in the other foot. Right? Because of course, we're going to start lifting that leg. So, and shift, boom, and shift. Let's start to raise. When you're on the right foot, just raise that left leg just once. Put it down, shift sides. Lift, put it down, shift. Lift, put it down, shift. And what you're looking for is you're looking that you land over that right side. You're nice and tall in the right side and you're level in the hips. Shift and lift. Shift and lift. Shift and lift. And now we're going to start. We're going to do one more each side, but then we're going to start a little repeater. So we're going to come to the right, and we're going to lift for 3, for 2, for 1, then shift to the left, lift for 3, for 2, for 1. And just see how steady you feel on that right leg as you're lifting the left with that little repeater. And is it the same side to side? Shift to the right, and lift for 3, for 2, for 1, shift to the left. Are you feeling warm in the hips now? Yes. Good. Back to the right for 3, for 2, for 1, to the left, 3, 2, 1, and then hold this one on the right, and we're going to go into our variation of a clock. So if you have a clock on the floor, you now have your free leg out to 9 o'clock. You're going to bring it around to 12, and you're going to cross over from 12. See if you can get over to 1 or 2 o'clock, back to 12, around to 9, behind you to 6, and over to, 5, 4, 3. You can allow that knee to bend. Back through 6, around past 9, back to 12. We'll do it one more time where you cross the body. Bring it back around to 12, to 9, back to 6, and behind you, and allow the knee to bend here. This is hard, eh? To really get that leg behind you. Back to 6, back to 9, once more to 12, and we'll come back to 9, and we'll shift back, and we'll do that same thing on the left. So you come to the left, you hold it, you're tall through that side, you've got your variation of the clock. Now you have to think differently because it's now 3 o'clock, but same movements. Back to 12 with the leg, across the body, okay, good. Back to 12, around to 3, behind you to 6, over to what, 7, 8, maybe 9, back through 6. Reach over to 3, try to make that circle a little bit big. In front to 12, we'll do one more time, so cross over, you may be getting to 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, back to 12, around 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, really feel the hip open there. Get that leg behind you as far as you can reach on that clock. Back to 6, to 3, just in front to 12 to check that alignment. Back to 3 and back to feet in wide stance, parallel. And just take a nice breath in there, overhead. And out. Float the arms down, and then just wiggle the feet in, because we're going to do a little bit of moving to tabletop with our legs. So bring the feet close together in parallel, and get your alignment nice and tall. And then I want you to shift your weight into the whichever leg. We'll start with the right. So weight into the right leg. And the left leg can just float to wherever it feels good, because we're just gonna find ourselves over this leg. And if you need to have a focus point, a visual point to look at, then just use that. If there's a lot of correction going on in your body here, then you might just stay at that point. If you can though, if you need a little bit more challenge, then you'll turn the head. You'll look over the right shoulder, still feeling tall and long through that right side. Trying to spread the toes, right? Curled, crimped up toes don't help your balance. And as you move the head right to left, that makes you rely less on your vision, of course, and more on, the body to give you feedback about where you are. And if you find that side to side is pretty good and you want to go for your gold star, then close your eyes, right? And as you close your eyes, of course, then you have no visual feedback, and you have to really feel, where's the foot underneath you? Where's the knee over the ankle? Where's the hip over the knee? There's, it can be a dramatic change closing the eyes, right? But whatever version you're doing, just take one more breath. Feel what's going on. And then release, open the eyes if you had them closed. Switching sides, so find your center and then shift your weight into that left foot. Raise it, floating the right, just to wherever it feels good. The toes are relaxed and spread. The knee has a little softness in it if you tend to hyperextend. And you're feeling tall through the left side. Use your focus point right away if you need to, and stay there if there's a lot of challenge at this point. Or to make it more difficult, then turn the head over each shoulder. It doesn't have to be fast. Just just moving the eyes and not looking at something that's fixed. Okay. That's good. And then if you want your gold star, or you think you can get there today, then close your eyes. And, just notice, there'll be a change as soon as you close your eyes for most of us, right? So here my ankle's doing a lot of correcting. It feels okay, but there's just a steady recentering going on there, some steady activation. And I'll just see if I can make that a little bit, calmer. Maybe I can't. Maybe I have to open the eyes. You're just paying attention to it. That's all. And hopefully improving on it as you practice. Perfect. Take one more breath and then release that leg. Good. And then just warming up and finding our balance hopefully helps us in our tabletop series, which we're going to do now, where the idea is that the center of you stays nice and centered. So no big shift side to side. And you can have the arms in I Dream of Jeannie, which we often do in the live classes. Pressing the weight into the right leg, really being active on the right side before you lift the left leg up to tabletop. Return the left leg and try to keep that center nice and center as you switch. So this is good if you have a window to look out of, where, if you were moving, you'd see the picture changing, and you don't want that. Or if you have a mirror, or maybe you just have a good sense of whether you're able to stay still, You're keeping the spine nice and neutral, the shoulders down, the chest open. And this is harder than it should be, right? There's almost all of us have a little bit of a shift side to side. But if you watch somebody who has practiced, somebody who's like a dancer, high-performing athlete, they can do this. There's no shift side to side. For us mere mortals, then usually we have a little correction that we're doing, but we're just trying to minimize that. Right? Good. If you want a little more challenge, then we'll do some arms. So as the leg comes up to tabletop, the arms raise and switch. But still you're looking to keep the center of you over the center of the mat, right? Or the center point where you started from. And if the arms are too much, then just go stay in that I Dream of Jeannie and really evaluate where you are. Good. And we'll just do one more with each leg. Boom. Boom. And relax. Good. We're going to take that and sort of put these two together, our shift side to side and our tabletop. So you're going to have wider legs, and you can adjust as you need to, or as you find you can. So bigger shift is harder. And we're going to try to do that shift and then bring the leg to tabletop. So start with your feet, nice and even weight through the right and the left, and then shift the weight to your right, bring the leg up to tabletop, maybe add in the arms. Lower it down, and switch, and switch. So now you get some good outside hip movement and balance. You have to find your center point every time, right? It's not one solid one. You'd like to control your neutral spine, especially if you're tight in the shoulders. Try not to have the ribs hopping forward as you raise the arms up. Really try to keep that solar plexus area held back. And if it's too much to add the arms, that's fine. Just come to your balance. Come to your balance. Come to the balance. Good. Good. And we're going to hold this one when you're on your right leg in your tabletop for balance. Good. If you have the arms up, lower them down and add a little bit of head rotation. How's that? Good. Again. Perfect. Center yourself. If you can, add a heel raise. Oh yeah. And then switch. Find your balance on that left. If you added the arms, release them. Hold in tabletop. Add some head rotation over the left shoulder, over the right. See how this feels? You warmed it up, so hopefully it's good. Center yourself. If you can, add that heel raise. Perfect. And come back to nice wide legs, and then walk it in. Good, good. All right. We're going to do one more quick exercise that is sort of it bridges us into more of our level 2 balance, and it is a little seesaw forward. So place your weight onto your right foot, and to reach the left foot back, you're going to hinge forward. You're going to still keep your nice neutral spine, nice tall vertical spine, but you're going to pitch forward with the chest a little bit so that you before you even start, you've got this nice line between your, from your head down through the spine into that back leg. Right? The arms can be on your hips. I think I like that for the beginner level, or if you need them out to the side or you need to have a wall next to you, then you can do that. Take a breath in to prepare. And when you breathe out, draw in with the tummy, do your pelvic floor lift, get everything activated in your center, and then you're going to lift the back leg. And as much as you lift the back leg, you pitch forward with the upper body. So you're trying to keep that line, right, between your chest, your spine, down through the leg. And maybe you only hinge forward a little bit, right? You don't have to get that leg really high. In our level 2 and 3 classes, we really try to come to more, horizontal to the floor. but you're doing what you can control with good form. All right, we're gonna do 3 on the right foot. That counted as 1. So pitching forward with the chest, the leg reaches back. Keep that alignment. As you continue to raise the back leg, keep the knee straight. And try to keep the head in line with the rest of the spine. Because that's our thing, is we start looking forward and then got this, the neck is off and we start wobbling. So try to keep your gaze sort of steadily going down, 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 down as you pitch forward, and steadily coming up, 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 up as you come up. And see if your body likes that. 1 more. Pitch forward with the upper body, leg reaches back. You're open in the chest. The knee you're standing on is straight, but it's not locked. It's got a little softness in it. And you're just hinging forward what you can control. You're trying to keep the pelvis level. Hip pointers both looking towards the mat or ahead of you. And that's some good work in the hip, that you're standing on. So that's good strength. Let's change. We'll try that 3 times on the other side. So put your weight into the left leg. Be nice and tall through the left side. Reach back with the left leg as you adjust in the upper body to have that nice line between your spine and the back leg. And then when you're ready, lift the back leg, hinge forward with the upper body. Just what you can control. And then come back up with control too, right? Sometimes the up part is just as hard or harder than the tip forward. Let's try that again. As the back leg reaches back, or the free leg reaches back, you hinge forward. And I say hinge because that hinge is happening at your hips. You still have your lovely neutral spine. Try to get your gaze to look down, to look down, to look down, just gradually. You want that head to be an extension of the rest of the spine and to help you as you do this movement. Last time, reach back with the leg, pitch forward with the upper body. Try to keep both hip pointers looking forward. If you had little lights, little flashlights on the hip pointers, they would start, shining straight ahead and gradually shine down, shine down. If you were to come, like our level 2 or 3 class, to parallel to the floor, both flashlights would be shining straight down, right? Both hip pointers are looking down. But in this level 1-2 balance, if we're just introducing it, you might not quite get there. That's our last one. Awesome. Okay. Perfect. Take a nice breath in. Bring those feet back together. Then exhale to feel taller. And then we'll just do arms overhead as a little bit of arms overhead. Exhale. Bring them down with some deliberateness. And there we go. Hopefully you're aware of your center. You're feeling a little bit of work, has happened in the hips and even the ankles. And you can build on this to do one of the level 2 balance classes if you felt really confident here, or repeat this video a few times if you found that some of the exercises were challenging. All right. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.